I recently turned 37. As I'm turning the page where the second part of life starts, capitalism scares me now. I just realized that the old ways are not working anymore in this ever changing world. I will have no pension, no safety net for retirement. I barely make about 12K per year, being a self employed digital nomad. And even this income is not stable. I cannot even say I earn $1,000 per month anymore, because some months I don't. I also don't have my own apartment and I don't have a car. All I have is a room in my parents' old house. Not in a basement as you may expect. The house isn't even big enough to have a basement. The truth is, there are no guarantees left for our generation of 30 plus year olds. None. Our grandparents could work a single job and support a whole family with 2 or 3 kids. That was enough. One paycheck, one career, one roof, probably 2 cars and a pension awaiting at the end of the career. Our parents had fewer kids, often just one, but still they believed in stability. A steady job, maybe a mortgage, some savings in a bank. It wasn't perfect, but there was still a script to follow. Work hard, stay loyal, climb the ladder, retire. And then there's us, millennials and zoomers, so called digital natives. We can barely feed a cat, let alone raise a child. Me and my wife are 37 now, and we don't have a child yet. My wife is a content creator too. Currently, she has about 120,000 followers on Facebook, which brought her a whopping $300 last month. And a month before that, she didn't even beat a minimum threshold of $100. This is ridiculous. I own a garden blog on a local social media platform, which 80,000 people read daily, and it barely brings $1,000 per month. Ad revenue is a scam nowadays. Imagine that content is a service that content creators provide to the viewers and readers. So I need to serve several million people just to barely put food on a table for two. I'm not a freelancer, I'm a content creator. But many digital nomads are surviving with freelance jobs. They catch gigs, chase clients across time zones, pray that the next algorithm change doesn't kill their income overnight. Nowadays, we don't talk about building a family with 2 kids. We talk about whether we can afford vet bills. This is the generation that swapped job security for Wi Fi passwords, health insurance for VPN subscriptions, and the American dream for a YouTube monetization dashboard. And the scariest part, deep down we know there's no way back to the world of guarantees. We like to think of ourselves as free, free to work from anywhere, free to choose our clients, free to log off when we want. But let's be honest, our freedom has strings attached. And those strings are pulled by a handful of corporations. Upwork and Fiverr decide whether your profile gets shown today or buried under 1,000 others. Google's search algorithm dictates whether your blog earns traffic or becomes invisible overnight. Facebook and Instagram control who sees your posts, and when they decide to tweak engagement, suddenly your reach drops by 70%. Amazon squeezes sellers on margins until they are basically employees without benefits. It feels like we are running our own business, but in reality, we are tenants in somebody else's empire. We rent space on their platforms, we rent visibility in their feeds, and every month's rent can go up without warning. We are 21st century peasants. And here's the part that scares me the most. I've built my entire adult life around this. My income, my independence, my sense of identity as a digital nomad. All of it sits on servers I don't own, inside algorithms I can't see or fully understand. One policy update, one ban, one new competitor boosted by AI, and it's all gone. Speaking of AI, for years we told ourselves that what we do, writing, designing, editing, teaching online, is too human to be automated, that algorithms can't replace creativity. But let's be honest, they already are. AI writes blog posts faster than I can type a headline. It generates logos in seconds for the price of a cup of coffee. It edits video clips, answers support tickets, even coaches people in meditation with a synthetic voice that never gets tired. So, what happens to us, the so called creators, when the platforms realize they don't need us anymore? When content becomes an infinite stream of machine made text, video, and images, all optimized for clicks, all polished, all free. I'll tell you what happens. We start asking basic, almost ridiculous questions. Like, if AI makes the YouTube videos, writes the copy, edits the reels, then what do I do to pay rent? And more importantly, how do I buy dog food next month? Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. It's not about philosophy, it's about bills, groceries, and pets staring at you when the bowl is empty. We have two dogs, and I already don't know how to feed them. And we are passing our ideal age to have a kid. That's the silent tax of being a digital nomad. That's the silent tax of being a digital nomad. Nobody tells you this when you quit the office job and start working from cafes in Bali or Lisbon. They sell you the dream beaches, laptops, freedom. But they don't talk about the nights when you are refreshing your earnings dashboard, calculating if there's enough for rent and pet food. They don't talk about the conversations where you and your partner admit you are not sure if bringing a child into this world is even possible. Not financially, not emotionally. How grandparents built houses, how our parents at least had the courage to build families. And us? We build content calendars and pray that the next algorithm update doesn't erase our income overnight. Sometimes it feels like life itself is on subscription. One missed payment and you're out. And maybe that's what scares me the most. Not just capitalism in general, but this version of it, where you can work harder than ever before and still wonder if you'll be able to keep two dogs fed, let alone a child. Global corporations figured out the perfect deal unlimited mental chewing gum in exchange for our future. Doom scroll forever, binge watch forever. The Matrix is already here. We are drowning in a pink slop. Consuming content feels free, but it costs everything. Because while we are busy consuming, we are not building, we are not creating. While we refresh feeds, someone else rewrites the rules of the economy. And when we wake up from this dopamine fog, we realize the future we wanted is already gone, sold out for our clicks. They don't give us guarantees anymore. They give us distractions. Not pensions, not stability, just endless reels, ads disguised as content, and platforms that promise exposure while quietly draining our time and focus. We think we are choosing, but in reality, we are being herded. And for digital nomads like me, the irony is brutal. We don't just consume this endless stream, we produce it. Not for people anymore. Let's face it, most of us do it for the algorithm. Or honestly, for food. We feed the machine that's replacing us. We are both the workers and the product, grinding away for a system that tells us here's another view, here's another like. Don't think too hard about tomorrow. But tomorrow is exactly what we are losing. So, what's the way out? It's not in chasing algorithms. It's not in hoping Google or Facebook suddenly grow a conscience. They won't. Their business is keeping us hooked, not helping us live. The only thing that lasts is what you build yourself your own circle, your own community. Real people who show up for you not because an algorithm showed your content in their feed, but because they chose you, because they believe in what you are building. And yes, that means subscriptions, paid memberships, direct support for your favorite content creators from your wallet. It feels small at first, maybe even fragile, but it's the only structure that doesn't collapse in the moment a platform flips a switch. Many people have already figured it out. All you need to make $1,000 per month is several dozen paid subscribers on school, for example. When 50 people see enough value to pay $20 per month, your dogs are fed. So, if you're a content creator like me, check out this platform. Link is in the description as always. I know it sounds less glamorous than going viral, but virality is a lottery ticket, and you can't feed dogs or raise kids on lottery tickets. A community, though, even a small one, that can keep you alive. that can buy you time, that can give you back a future. Because in the end, capitalism is scary. But it's less scary when you're not facing it alone.